Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Karen Newman. This is the Saturday Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It is Saturday, the 19th of March, 2022. We are here with our beloved, wonderful, extremely talented channel, Jim Charles, one of the founders of Human Colony. So we're really happy to be here with you. Jim, hi, how is everything going?
Very good. Thank you.
Good. I'm holding my microphone to my face just to make sure you guys can hear me. Let's see who we have with us today. We have Ian, we have Angie, Jim, Susan, Carol, Daniel, Joan, Lilypad, Ryan, Stephanie, and Will in spirit, and some more people are coming in. So we'll start with some announcements. Like here comes Darren, see? So let's start with some announcements and then we'll go to blessings and then requests. Okay, so Angie, we'll start with you and then we'll go to Susan. And
Everybody
wanted to do a, hold on. If anybody else wanted to do a blessing, just write it in the chat for me. Okay, go ahead, Angie.
we have our next Hucolo online class scheduled, Understanding the Matrix and How It Works. It is Saturday and Sunday, April 30th through May 1st. From 1:30 to 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, and the cost is $150. This class provides an in-depth look and understanding of what the matrix is, how it works for you as an individual, and also as a collective. If you are interested in registering for the class, email classes@hucolo.org. I will get all that information out to you. Jim, would you like to say anything about this class that's coming up? Because this is not your standard class.
No, this is going to be a more understandable point of view of the matrix, because the last time we did a matrix, we had to put a lot of information in a very short period of time at one of the workshops. But this is a 2-day workshop, so things will be more detailed and you'll be able to understand it better. I had some people say it went right over my head. So at this point, we don't want that to happen. So it will be a very detailed and explained situation. And I hope to see some of you there. Also in my room, I have David and Jack.
Hello. Welcome, David and Jack. Nice to see people coming back into the room. It's nice to know we're getting back to a little normal. Susan's come in, so welcome Susan, welcome Darren. All right, we'll start with some blessings. Angie, if you will start, and then Jim will do the interpretation, then we'll go to Susan. Okay.
Okay.
As time moves forward, the energies are changing. Make sure that you are adapting and transitioning. This is a time of great understanding, a time of freedom, a time of feminine energy, a time when things will change the world. And it is time for this change now.
Beautiful. Tisikotoya, isikiatoya, sitaya, sakatatoya, hisikotia, itia totoya, isikotia, isikoitia, hosikia, tia, tokotoya, siatu, isikatokoya, isikatokotia, itia, tokotia, sikaia, sitia. Blessings.
There are many that are rising up. Open your eyes to these people. Open your eyes to these energies that are new to this world and new to your understanding. It is a time when we are going to send great prayers and great love to you for your great success in the ascension process.
Wonderful. Okay, so we have some requests. Let me see. We have Elijah, though he may or may not show up. Just joking. We have Ostara, goddess of the spring, God, the Dragonfly Collective, an angel that hasn't come through yet, Grendel, Shakti, and let me just check the YouTube chat to see if there's any requests here from them. I don't see anything yet from YouTube. Okay, so those are the requests we have, and I'll just let you take it away, Jim, whenever you are ready. And
Okay.
so glad
I
to
will
have you
do
here.
a meditation, and I think Elijah is coming, but I have no idea what he has to say today. Not a clue.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. If everyone can turn
Hoda.
off their cameras, me too.
All right.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
good. Greetings. I am Elijah. Be prepared, my children. This is a time when you must pray. You must ask God for his care, his deliverance for each and every one of you. It is a time when there is transition, which has been spoke about many times. But this transition is different than any other because it is of the transition of spirit within you, transition of your whole being, especially as if it's in alignment with God. Pray that your alignment be strong. Pray that your alignment be true. Pray that your alignment be perfect, for God will use you in great ways as you are in alignment with him. Remember to ask him to fill you with his spirit. Remember to ask him to be with you at all times. Remember to pray that he protect you and guide you on your path. Make him your light. Make him shine for you and bring him through as your everyday protector and your everyday friend. This is a time when eyes will open and eyes will close. Why do you say eyes will open and close? Those that do not want to see will not see, and those that want to see will see. But it is a time of great confusion as well. For as the transition moves forward, you will feel in flux. You will feel unusual. You will feel a great deal of uncertainty. But do not give up on God. Do not give up on this energy that you are feeling, this transition that you are going through. Keep God close so that you may get through it safely. I know many of you are saying, but I don't feel anything yet. I'm not in that place yet. But you will feel it. You will know it. If God is with you, this transition of energy will take place. Many of you have been praying diligently, and that is a beautiful thing. And God appreciates your prayers and meditations. Identify with the energy of God. It is a time when you must identify with him and not just want things for yourself, not just bring in self thoughts and wondering what's going on with me. Yes, everyone does that because they are part of the human race, and that's how humans are. That's how many species are. They wonder how I'm doing. what's going on with me, how God is going to affect me. But this is a time to reach out to the world. Pray for the world as well as yourself. Pray for your neighbor as well as yourself. Pray for your friends as well as yourself, because this is a time of outreach. Not that you're going to be evangelizing the world like the disciples did, but it's a different world that you live in. That kind of evangelism wouldn't work today, but speaking out and being an example and knowing who God is will definitely make a difference. Some of you said, I've known God all my life, or I've known God for a good while. But do you really know what he has in mind for you? Have you really sought his real control over you? I know some of you want to say to yourself, I don't want to give anyone control over my life, but God is a different story. His love will guide you, purify you, and empower you, bring you into a new place of understanding, bring you into a new dimension of sight, of sound, of reasoning, a different place of wisdom, a different place of power, empowerment. Only with God can you do all the things that you need to do. Only with God can you be truly who you are. Only with God can you rise up in a true way. Only with God. Remember, some people don't like the word God, and so they'll go, don't like the word God, it has bad connotations. Call him what you will. He is your father. Some people don't like that because they had bad fathers, and that brings on bad connotations. Whatever you want to call him, friend, dear one, Savior, whatever it is that you want to call God, you may call him. He is not particular about what you say is his name. He will answer you when you call, no matter how you call him. Some of you say, I've called him many times and he's never come. That's not true. He has come. You are just not open enough for him to speak to you. You are just not believing strong enough to know him. You are just saying, I'm spinning my wheels and he's not here. But he is there. Know this, he is there. Know this, he is there. You will not always feel him, for he cannot always make you see and understand when you're not in the frame of mind to do so. But if you call on him, bring him to you, will he not be loyal and come to you? Will he not satisfy the needs of your heart? You are his children. If you ask for bread, will he give you a stone? No. If you ask for love, will he give you something temporary? No. God is a God of all, good, bad, and indifferent. No matter who you are, God can be with you. No matter who you are, God can help you. There's some of you out there saying, he hasn't helped me so far. Believe that you can be helped. Believe that he is with you. Believe that he can break through any of these things that might be keeping you down. Believe. The power of God will be greater in this day than ever before. He is coming back to bring a surgence of power to the universe, and a surgence of power to this solar system, and a surgence of power to this planet and its people. You will see many things now that you have never seen before. Many of you have never been through a time of war or a time of suffering or a time of even doubt that this is a good time. But look around you. Everything is compromised. Everything is compromised. It is not like it used to be, and it will never be the same again. God is coming to change the world. God is coming to empower his people. God is coming to relieve us of the evil. But for a time, it will seem that only evil exists. It will seem like the darkest times are here. Get through it with the light. Find your strength in God. Find your courage in God. Find your love for all mankind in God. Some of you say there are people I don't like. Some of you say there are things that I don't like. Does that mean you can't be unconditionally loving by doing what God wants you to do instead of saying, I don't think I want to be around them. I don't think I want that. You must listen to what God wants you to do. You must listen not of your own selfishness, but to God's love and encompass his greatness. He will put his arms around you. He will show you true unconditional love. He will show you who you are in him. He will brighten all things in your world. You will want to be with him. Once you are with him, you can never be without him. This is true. You may forget him at some periods. You may long to not have him around because it can be an agonizing trip sometimes, but he will bring you through it. He loves each and every one of you. And some of this is falling by the wayside. Some of my words people don't understand. Some of these things will have to be understood in time. But that's what a prophet does. Speaks about the future in the present. Speaks about what God wants now. Speaks about what God's going to do right away. Because he wants his people to know that he's working. He wants his people to know that he understands. He wants his people to behold him and the miracles that will follow him. All of you may do miracles if you wish, because God can do miracles through you. But they must be necessary. It must be for a good reasoning. You cannot just run around and do miracles for fun or for your own delight. Miracles are a serious business, and they must be taken seriously. But they can save you, and you can be a miracle in yourself. You can be a miracle in this world. You can be a miracle to others. But you must put aside all your selfishness, all those things that you want and desire must be given to God. And that is not an easy thing. Even the elect, those that are chosen of God to move forward, can be compromised if they are looking the wrong way, seeing the wrong things, and gathering power for themselves. Even those that are chosen of God can go astray. Do not allow that to happen. There are many of you that need him right now. You have missions to fulfill. You have a heart that must be filled with God so that you can work and be a part of the mission of saving this planet. Sounds like a dire request sometimes to follow God into battle. But that's what you must do. It's a battle of spirit and not maybe of fists and swords. But your spirit will battle other spirits, and they must succeed. You will battle negativity, and you must succeed. You will battle strongholds on some places, like the Middle East, Ukraine, Russia, all these different places, but you must succeed in getting your prayers through. The world needs them now. Be not disillusioned by all these things that people say and try to make Putin look good or whatever. You must know that God is on your side. You must see through all the lies. You must see through all the dark conspiracy theories. You must see through and be successful, because it is you that God is depending on to send his word. There are angels here, but there are also trouble outside the door. Do not let trouble in. Keep it out. And I know that many of you are encountering trouble. Send it away. Call God in whatever way you want. Use source as your word. Use the creator as your word. I don't care what word you use to call God. Just call him and know him. And bring him in with his love and his guidance. For without it, you are lost. And many of you, after hearing this, will fall right back in line with me. What about me? It's not a time for you. It's a time for him. It's time for love. It's time for waking up and being the person that God wants you to be. It's time for a change. And this change will also change you, who are going to change the world. You are what the world is going to be changed by. Do you think it's going to change on its own? Without anybody saying anything or doing anything or causing anything? Do not be foolish in your thoughts, but know that you must rise and be the stronger, the more loving, the more patient, the more wise, the more compassionate, the stronger of all. With God's love as your sword, with God's love as your shield, with God's love as your armor. I speak to you from my heart, and it overflows for you. Receive all that is good. Receive all that is of him. And do what you need to do. The people that are here are the people that need to hear this. And the people that will watch are the people that need to hear this. It's an unusual message for today in the sense of urgency for the world. A sense of urgency for the world and a sense of urgency for each one of you. God loves you. God needs you. Sure, he could come down and change everything on his own, but he wants to work through his people. And there is a reason for that. If you understand God, you will understand that reasoning. Be well, my people. Be well, my people. Many blessings.
Thank you. Thank you so very much for that. I'm glad David Waller got to be here for that message. We had some people come in. Barbara's joined us. Cindy, a couple more people. While you're out there, there is just another request for Goddess Venus, just in case. Thank you.
There are several that want to come in, but I will speak first. I am the angel that you have never heard from. My name is Zadkiel.
Welcome, Zadkiel.
I am here to tell you that every mission that has ever been doesn't always seem like a good mission. Sometimes the missions seem like they are unnaturally, I don't know how to even say it to you, but Judas has had a mission and he followed it. Does that mean he was a bad person? No, it needed to be done to do what needed to be done, to make things happen the way they needed to be happening. And he knew that he was being chosen to look bad, to look negative, but it was actually a positive thing that he did. For it changed everything, and it helped all those see what was necessary to be seen. Now, I will answer questions.
Lilypad requested you. So Lilypad, do you have a question?
If not,
Lily Pad?
Hello. Thank you, Zadkiel. Well, I was wondering what's my connection with you. I think one day I heard you talking. So
I talk, yes, I speak to whoever will listen. And yes, I have a connection with you and I have a connection with the world. Right now, the world needs all angelic spirits to be on full alert.
thank you.
And we are on full alert with each and every one of you.
Thank you. That's what I want. You answered my question. I didn't know how to ask it, but you already answered it. Thank you so much for coming. And
You're welcome.
may I ask you, what's your? I heard that every angel has a function or mission. I don't know how you say, but can you tell me a little bit about you? Because I'm sorry, I don't really know much, very little.
Well, I am an archangel and I am here for communication. I am here to bring through the things that are more difficult in the world. I have the mission of bringing through the harder missions. I am here to give faith and power to those that need it and are suffering. I know that those that have fragments of me or fractals of me in them are ones that have suffered and have trouble with the third density because it is difficult for them to actually go on with their business and feel that they're doing the right thing, but they are.
Yes.
But you must understand that I am someone that will help you to get through the difficult times.
Thank you. And I'm sorry, I forgot the question. I let someone else ask a question if they have a question. Thank you. Thank you for, so I can ask for you for anything? Or?
Yes, you may ask for me. You especially, Lily Pad, because you have found things to be very difficult around you, and breaking free of these human things that bind you is very difficult. But God has a great mission for you as you break through to these other places and other realms. You have many gifts, but you need to break through, and I will help you.
Okay, thank you. And what realm, what dimension, or where are you looking?
I'm an angel in the 7th realm.
Okay, and so I have a question. How did people become angels in this third dimension? I'm just confused. I'm sorry, but
People do not become angels.
How do you?
People are given fractals of angels.
Okay.
But angels are created by God. As the seraphim and cherubim, we are created. We are not born.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. There's a question from Joan. Go ahead, Joan.
Greetings, Zadkiel. I know I have a fractals with you, and I just want to ask about my my Kundalini energy, if it's went through, because I went through and activated, and I have this experience during my meditation before going to bed at night, and during my meditation, I see, I mean, I can feel my body, the energies rise up through my brain, and I can feel the energies like moving in my brain, all over my brain like a snake, and then my body lifted. I can feel my body lifted. It's like I'm elevating. I mean, like I'm levitating, and it turned my body to 360, and then they showed me this light, or I guess my past life, but I could not remember my past life, but they showed me my past life. But then but I guess I went to I fell asleep, and I, and then I get a vivid dreams, like, I in that the dream, it feels like I'm floating. It's like it's like the energy, like I'm floating, and then I crawl down to my bed and try to meditate. But then my awareness in that, I see the two dogs in my room, and then I let them out. I still manage to stand up because but my body feels like a paralyzed or something, like my right eye is like kind of down. So I managed to walk down to outside, I mean, to bring outside the dog, I mean, the dog. And then I went back to my room. Then I see them inside again. And then I see my son under the blanket. And then when I see my son, I told him to go to his bed, but he don't want it because he is afraid. But well, I told him, let's pray. And then I pray with the Lord's Prayer, and we finish that. Then all of a sudden, I wake up on my bed. It's like happened like 30 minutes on that range. Can you tell me what's really going on that? If it's like, my
Well,
Kundalini.
it was a
Um,
vivid dream. It was not, but you were in another timeline, another thought process. The thing is, you're going through this transition that Elijah has talked about. This is the time for these transitions. They will seem unusual. They will seem outrageous at times, but they will guide you and direct you into a higher thought process. This, what you experienced, was God trying to get your attention, God letting you know that there are things going on with you that need to come forth, that need to be seen and experienced. Yes, it can be frightening to other people if they're around, but this was a different timeline, a different place, a different understanding. So you were living it in a different place, but you're bringing it back to third density.
I see. Because I see the I mean, during the time I see the being, I see a blue light being came to my room. Also, that in my mind, it was my Andara crystal was helping me to my Kundalini energy. That's why.
Your Kundalini energy is full. You will experience different things about the Kundalini. It's not relating to you the same way it would relate to other people, but you are feeling the energy of it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. I cannot explain all the things that you were feeling because it would take too long, but it is the transition that is being spoken of. Some people will experience it that way. There are many different ways it can be experienced.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, Susan has a question. Go ahead, Susan.
Hello, Zadkiel. I know a little bit about you. I know you help with teaching and learning and clairaudience and compassion and things of that nature. I'm just wondering if I'm a fractal Metatron. I'm just wondering if I have a connection to you as well.
When you have a connection with the angels, you have a connection with me. I am always in range of all angelic connections, for I help the other angels help humans. I also help humans directly, but I am even subservient to other angels because I would like to serve even in greater ways.
Okay, beautiful. And I'm not sure if you can answer the second question, but I recently in channeling practice with Wendy, we got that the Dragonfly Collective would like to come through for our next Elemental Realm series channeling events. And I honestly don't know anything about the Dragonfly Collective and whether that was a clear transmission to bring them in, and if you have any information about them and how they work in the nature realm?
They will come through and talk to you.
Okay.
I
All right.
will. I know much about them, but I will let them speak for themselves, because I know that they can speak better for themselves than I can speak for them.
Okay. That makes sense. It's something for me to explore. I recognize that too. So
You will hear from them, definitely. I don't know when exactly, but I know you will. And
okay.
they are very interested in elementals and that realm of elementals and the earth energies, and they are part of it. And all of those in the dragonfly realm know exactly what's happening here, and they feel the energy of it.
Yeah, I know they're involved in like balancing earth energies and things
yes.
like things of that nature. So, all right,
Yes.
thank you. Much love. I'll let somebody else ask their question.
Very well.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Wendy has a question. Go ahead, Wendy.
Yes, hello, good day. Such a beautiful day, and thank you for bringing your energies to help with all of the difficult energies that come in. It is very much appreciated, individually. Yeah, individually and collectively. So my question is also surrounding Kundalini energy, because I've been experiencing this rising up through me as well, and trying to explain it to someone else that it feels like a snake going up and down the spine. And I know that I've been working on moving it forward, and that I'm curious if you can tell me why does this energy want to come up and express itself at this time? I know I've had a mini experience with it already, and so now this is to be a broader, larger sensation. And yeah.
It will expand chakral activity and energy and power. When the Kundalini ignites in anyone, it brings attention to all the different meanings of the different chakras, the different powers that are there, the different energies that are within the chakra system. You can call on these energies collectively or separately, but the Kundalini lets you know that they are individual energies that govern certain areas of the body, that govern certain thought processes, and govern certain physicalities within you. So as this is happening, it wants you to draw attention to all the energies that are within you. And these kinds of energies can wake up different things inside of you as well. Kundalini will express itself through each and every one of the chakras, and it will give attention to themselves to show you their power and what they are about to do.
Very good. And so do I have blocks that I'm working on when I feel that focus in a particular area?
Yes, many people have blockages in their power chambers. A chakra is like a vortex. It's not in the body, but it's outside the body, but it feeds the body energy. You probably know that already. But if there is a power exchange to happen, blockages must be taken away so that the energy can flow perfectly and purely.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm not really feeling where the block is. I just know where the energy is.
Do not worry, they will take care of it.
Okay. Thank you.
Just allow it to happen. Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. Blessings to you.
I want to continue and tell you also that while they're doing this, you must pray and understand why this is happening, why you are getting these different feelings and understandings. God wants to use all these gifts that you have within you. You are using them now, but he wants to use them in a greater and more advanced way.
Oh, beautiful. Wow. Thank you very much. Well, I'm honored and I'm blessed. Thank you. And thank God. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Thank you so much. I don't have any other questions for you.
Very well. I will bring through the next. Blessings to you all.
Blessings to you.
And to even those of you that are feeling that you do not know God. He will find you. He will clear you. He will save you. Astora. Greetings. Allow me to balance. I've not been to this realm for quite a long time. There, I feel more comfortable now. Who called me? The one named Will.
Yes, and she's going to be asking the questions for Will. So Angie, when you want, you are Ostara.
That is the
That is the spring.
pronunciation. I go by many names, Astora, Astara, but continue.
Okay, Angie, go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. Will is asking the significance of the spring and the equinox.
The significance of the spring and the equinox is to emphasize the change that is coming. Yes, the new life will appear, the new world will rise, but the evidence of it will be in only nature and not in the complex thought processes of your beings and of your world. They will suffer. But do not worry. The power of the equinox will help to balance things. You know that equinox is a balance. Equal times from both spring and fall are recognized, and the energies thereof will help to balance the transition of the energy that came in from the last solstice. Although there is a great change in the way that things are looked at and the way that things are being done and the way that things are happening, there will be more balance with this particular equinox.
Thank you very much. His next question is, what is your real purpose?
I have not been to this realm except to check on it for a while, but I am coming back to it now. And with this calling, I see that my presence is needed. And I will be here to encourage the nature, encourage the participation of others that have left this realm to return and be with us during this time. There is a great amount of energy that is sweeping through your planet that must be dealt with, and we will help with that.
When you say we, who are you calling in?
We are calling in other beings. The names will not be important, but they are of positive nature and they will be around. I do not know who will accept my invitation, so I'd rather not say yet.
Thank you very much. How did you help us back then during the Ice Age?
I helped to bring life and, well, the Ice Age was a necessity. But at the end of the Ice Age, I brought much life. I brought much influence, and I brought many beings here to this planet to check it out, to know what is happening here, to feel the energies that are within it, to tell them how important this planet is to the universe, and to express my understanding of the prophecy to some of these beings.
Thank you very much. That's all the questions that Will had. Is there anything else that you would like to share?
Yes, these questions that he have asked are not being answered fully and completely, because there are other things that must happen for me to go into such understandings that he has already found. But that is all right. People must understand that the world is in a state of flux, and the equinox will help it to balance. And the equinox will also help the energies to you to see the energies a little better. It will help you to understand the energies a little better. It will help you to visualize where you are in this energy field.
Thank you very much. I don't have any other questions. Much love.
Yes.
Let me
Yes.
just check. There was some questions, but actually from the chat, but they don't really apply to you. So I'm going to hold those, and I don't have any other questions for you.
Very well. I will leave then. And
Oh, I'm
there's
so sorry. Wait 1 second. I do have a question. Sorry. J-Lo has a question. Their chat was hidden. There's 2 more questions for you. J-Lo has a question. Sorry, J-Lo. Go ahead.
Thank you, Karen. Actually, it's quite interesting. And first off, hello, and thank you for stopping by.
greetings.
Greetings. Now, from my understanding, an angel had spoken before you. And my question was regarding angels or the angelic realm. So I find
Yeah.
that interesting. I'm not sure if you would be able to answer this. However, I'll just throw it out there. My partner, we were having a discussion, and I was thinking about her connection to the angelic realm. And the name Angel came through. In relationship to her, would you happen to know what connection she may share with this angel?
Angiel?
Oh, Angiel. Perfect.
Yes. There is an angel with that name. And there is substance within it. And Angiel is relevant to this time period. And so, yes, an archangel is with her. She must bring in the fragment. There is a fragment of Angiel with her, but she must bring in another fragment, a fractal. That I cannot tell you, but she will bring it in on her own.
Yes, that's perfect. I understand. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. A question from Yana. Go ahead, Yana.
Hello, Astora. I'm Jana speaking. Thank you for coming in. And I understood that Will is familiar with your energy and who you are, but for me, I'm not. So could you explain to me who I'm speaking to or who you are?
Well, I am someone that is relevant to the changes that happened at the end of the Ice Age. I am someone who is relevant to the changes that are happening, will happen in the future, because there are other things that I must do. I have come back now because he has called me, but I will stay now. I will not leave again. I do not know how to explain who I am. I exist because of energy and substance, but I don't know how to explain what kind of being I am. How do you...
Are you one of the creator beings?
I am?
And are you especially assigned to this part of the galaxy or the universe?
No, not necessarily.
Hmm. Can you explain to me what I can understand about creator being?
Creator beings are those that exist by God's demand or command in the universe. They are here to help humans and other species, and they are here for the maintenance of the universe. My job was maintenance here as well, with the end of the Ice Age and the beginning of a new age.
But what is it that is drawing you back in now? Besides that, Will is calling you to step in and watch over.
It was necessary for me to come. Now I must get my identity back within this realm. It's odd to be here in some ways, but yet it's perfectly understandable in other ways. I would like to speak again at a later time when things are more clear.
Well, thank you so much for explaining this to me, and I will gladly ask you back when things around you are more clear and what you can bring into this realm right now. Thank you so much. Blessings.
Yes, too much information I cannot bring at this time, for the information that I have must not be shared quite yet.
I understand. Thanks so much, and blessings.
Blessings to you. There is another anxious to come. I will go.
Oh, is there another? There's some. Okay, we'll hold the questions from the chat. And,
is there more?
Yeah, well, there are from the YouTube chat. We haven't taken any questions from there today, so let me
Please let them ask.
Okay. All right, let me just go. Some of the questions were for Zadkiel, but we'll come back to those.
I see he is still here.
I have a question for you that you would answer from Trinity. She says, do humans have a predestined time and a way to die? Are people who die in war naturally meant to die in that way?
Not always. God leads each and every one of us to a different place and a different time. Sometimes people that were not supposed to go to war have gone in anyway, and they have lost their lives because they did not follow what God had for them. They have actually changed their own destiny. So I don't want to say destiny. I want to say they've changed their own path, because destiny is something that is predestined, is not what I am talking about. But many change the will of God by doing what they want instead of what he wants. And sometimes dying in war can be avoided because God didn't want you there to begin with.
Okay, thank you for that. And there is another question about the realm that you're in now. Where are you now in comparison?
The creator realm is a huge realm. It is in this universe, but it can be inter-universal. It's 7th density, but it also reaches higher now.
Okay, thank you. And I think for you, those are the, well, this is a question about Nibiru, and maybe you know the answer. It says the red dust all over Europe. Is it related to Nibiru, planetary wobble, or an imminent pole shift?
Nibiru is, are you asking if Nibiru is the cause of it?
Yes.
No, Nibiru is not. This planet has a natural history of flipping over every several 100,000 years. Now, Nibiru knows about this, or the people of Nibiru. They're the Anunnaki. They are the Niburians. They are those that have come from this planet, the ant people. There are different species there. They know about the way that the earth is, and they are understanding of how it reacts. They do not want it to flip over, actually. They want to deal with this race of people as it is. And so they will return at some point. But God has not allowed them to return in full fleets yet. They are not responsible for the flipping of the planet. It happens because of gravitational pulls and the way that the planet revolves around the sun, and because of the electromagnetic system that is evident on the planet. It does this periodically. When it shifts its pole slightly, then the pole is pulled by the sun.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, there's a question from Jess. She says, where did her question go? She says she's been told she's a creator being. What insight can you share about our connection and how the creator beings are assisting the energies of the earth at this time?
Creator beings are coming to this planet by fractals within humans to make the earth a better place, to rise the ascension process, to make it more powerful. But yet, many of these fractals are not aware of their status, their creator being status, and so are not really doing any work. Once you realize that you are a creator being, you should work toward your mission, because your mission here is important. And so creator beings that have put a bit of themselves into a human or any species that exist have important missions to carry through. And you must not get, what is the word? Waylaid or taken aside by other interests or other things. Your mission is to follow God, and your mission is to be with him always and find out what gifts he has given you so that you can become the person that God has meant you to be. He created you in a specific way and added these fractals of creator beings to you because you are part of them. They are part of you, you are part of them, and when you pass from this earth, you will be part of them again. Now, there is a part of you that's human as well. So that soul part will go to the oversoul, but the creator element of you will go to the creator realm. It is more complicated than it sounds.
Thank you very much. Ryan has a question. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yes. Why did God allow the Anunnaki to roam the earth and run amok? Because he didn't create the Anunnaki. And when will the earth physically shift to fifth density? Because if it did, we won't have any negative entities on this planet anymore. They'd be forced to go to a different earth plane or dissolve and die out.
Well, those are, some of that is not true.
Okay.
The Anunnaki were created by God eventually.
Well, God said differently to me personally.
He did not create them personally, but they were created through his creations.
I see. That's
So
interesting.
in the fact that his creation created the Anunnaki, then it is that he did by some way help to
So
create.
did he create a different species and that different species and then created the Anunnaki?
It is a difficult story
It's
because
confusing.
yes, because the people that you are talking about that created the Anunnaki are ones that escaped from God and wanted to
Right.
control him.
The
But
fallen
he
angels.
didn't allow it, so he let them leave.
So the fallen angels created them?
Yes.
I get it. Okay.
So also, what was your other question?
When will the Earth shift physically into fifth density? Because if it was, there will be no negative entities running amok anymore.
Fifth density is not void of negativity. Fifth
Well,
density has
to a certain
less.
degree. Right.
Yes, it has less negativity, but it is
Right.
not void of negativity. So you must look at it as an improvement, yes, but it will not take away all negativity. And through every single density, there is negativity that will be there to offset what is happening. So ascensions can happen. If
Well,
there
for the
were negativity to offset the good, then ascensions couldn't happen because people would not understand the difference and not, they would take good for granted and they would just not even search for God. They will feel that he is just there. But he is just there, but they must pay attention to him so that he can bring them to the ultimate place they are supposed to be.
Well, reptilians are a lot of them are in the fourth density. Won't they have trouble operating in the fifth density if they're only in the fourth currently?
They will have their own ascensions. There are
That's good.
reptilians in the fifth dimension as well.
Right. Oh, I know that. I know, like King Solomon, for example, is a 10th dimensional Anunnaki. So some Anunnaki are positive, but a lot of them are negative or still trapped in the fourth density.
Yes.
All right. That's all the questions I had for you. Thank you so much.
There is many reasons for many things. You must understand that it is not simple. And people have free will to decide what they want to do. That's what gets them in trouble. God has given them free will so that they may be able to do what they wish to do. That is an answer to some of the questions that have been asked. Why do some people die in war? Some people are meant to die in the war, but there are others that are not. But it is the way God is working. The thing is, war should not exist. God is not the one that said there should be war, but they have war in his name because they turn to their darker side in order to see their own power. They turn to darker powers because they don't see the power in the light. It's so sad and so disheartening because the light is so much more powerful. It might be a little harder to get a hold of than darkness, but it is worth it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you. There's a question. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything from the chat. There's a question from the YouTube chat from iMark saying, how is our sun doing in its ascension process?
The sun, it has changed color, if any of you have noticed. It went from a yellow to a white. It is now a white sun. Many think that it is not the real sun anymore, but it still is. But it is going through its own metamorphosis, if you will, its own ascension process, and it's doing well.
Thank you. Okay. I think that is the last question that I have.
Very well. I will bring the last person in. Much love to you all. I am sorry that I cannot give you greater information yet, but I will be able to in the future. This time of transition has stopped me from speaking in Earth terms about what is to be. Eh. One moment, please.
Sure.
One moment. Yeah. All right, I'm here. This is Grendel. Somebody called me. You know,
I
I
did.
can't resist when somebody calls.
Yes, Ian called you. Go ahead,
Ian, Ian. Much love, Ian. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I
I'm
think
not actually,
actually,
I'm not the one
Jack
that
also
actually,
called me. Yeah.
okay, Daniel's the one who actually
Oh,
called
excuse
you.
me, Daniel. Oh, so sorry. When people just start speaking out of turn, I
Hey,
don't know
Jack.
who's yelling.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Daniel. Go ahead, Daniel. Let's go.
Yeah.
Just a moment. Hello again.
Greetings. Yeah.
My question is regarding to the old empire.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which old empire? There are several.
The one I discussed with you a few months back.
Oh, all right.
So far as I've been doing some of the projects, and there are some reptilian beings from working with the old empire. I have a rough sketch here. I was wondering, can you like name what kind of what their species name is, what a synopsis of possibly their history?
The species in your drawing?
I think it doesn't show it.
Can you show it to me?
Yes.
Because there's so many people here now. It's hard to get through to just one person in one place. So,
So this is a rough sketch based on what I was looking at from.
Can you make that bigger, Karen? Can you make that big? I want to look at it. Can you make his drawing bigger? Put him in the limelight for a second.
Okay, zoom.
Is he there?
Like this.
Karen, do you want me to unspotlight Jim and?
Yeah, I put the spotlight there. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
And I want to see what he drew.
Daniel, if you could raise it up just a little bit.
How's that?
All right, let me see where is the species pointed out on the page? Oh.
This guy.
All right.
So
Oh yeah. Oh, yes, I see it now. Oh yeah, they're not from around here. Geez, those are from very far away. Those what do they call it? The Antorians, the Altorians or something like that. That's what they're called. It's either Antorian or Altorian.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you for showing me that. That was good.
The remote viewer who draws them
here.
is
Altorians are here because they do have something to do with the ascension. They do have something to do with the people of this planet. They haven't been around for a long, long time, but they are around now, and they are going to make themselves known when first contact comes. They are one of the species that have been cataloged by the human race because they made themselves known through ancient history, the old empire. So their name appears in some of the things that that humankind has researched, and those pictures of them are in areas around the world. Not often, but they are definitely there in some of the ancient times, and they are have given wisdom to the earth. They're the ones that have Antorians gave. There are several different species that worked with roots and spices and plants and things of that nature. They were the ones that worked with the plants and roots in the northern part of South America. So they're very adept to the north part of South America, Colombia, Venezuela, those areas. And there was a race of people that had 6 fingers and 6 toes, and they were the Antorian people that mated with the Antorians had 6 fingers and 6 toes. And these people had they were healthier, they lived longer, they had a greater sense of understanding, but yet their species disappeared completely. And that's because they couldn't stay on the planet. So the Altorians or Antorians, whatever they're called, took them off the planet with them. So, but they were ones that knew about herbs and spices and plants and how to use them in such a really high degree that they had no illnesses or anything of that nature.
Wow, very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, so these guys were appearing on Aziz Brown is the viewer, on his sketches multiple times with their different projects. So I just got very curious.
Yes.
What their backstory is.
Yes, their backstory is that they were here a long time ago. I haven't really kept in touch. I know they're coming. Oh, well, they are back, but they have not really made themselves known yet, but they are cataloged. So they made themselves known to somebody because they are in the catalog of aliens that humans have. They have cataloged over 60 species. So it is that they're part of that catalog.
Very nice.
Yes.
That is what I called you for, and thank you for your information.
You are welcome. The Antorians were also in northern Africa. That seems like their place is in really warm weather, warm areas. So yes, they were also in, but they liked South America better because it was a little more humid.
Guess they just kept any rainforests.
Yeah.
Around the equator. That would make their home.
They were also on many of the islands in the Pacific, so you will see Antorians there as well.
I'll keep my eye out for one of the documentaries show up. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. There's a question. I'm going to read it because she said she has a very noisy background. She says, have nuclear warheads been deactivated? Thank you.
Well, yes and no. Yes, some of them have been deactivated by their own people because they realize how dangerous it was going to be, because they don't know what's in the mind of their leader. They don't know what's in his mind. And so some of them they have deactivated on purpose and said, oh, there's malfunctions, we have to fix it. We have to go in here. It's going to take some time to fix these and get them back online. But they did that intentionally to take a lot of the system offline.
Okay. Sheer just came in. I'm sure he has a question for Grendel. Do you have a question for Grendel, Sheer?
Greetings.
Let's see. He's there. I'm going to ask him to unmute. I'm trying. Sheer. Okay, we'll just give him a moment. There's a question from Michelle. She says, hi, Grendel, she's in the YouTube chat, but it's our good friend, Michelle. She says, hi, Grendel, can you give us an update on the Galactic Spouses meeting and the probability of it happening by the summer of this year?
December? Did you say December?
She said it happened by summer of this year.
Oh, summer. Okay, yeah. You're going off and on there, Karen. You're going in and out.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We still love you. Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
From what I understand, Michelle, is that there's a lot of things going in to the work on Area 53 or whatever you want to call it. It's not been taken care of yet. There's still 2 items on the agenda that have not been cleared up that they must adhere to, but they're fighting with the Galactic Council about galactic government, I should say. And so everything's put on hold. At least that's what they say. But if you're watching from outside, you're seeing that they're continuing to build whatever they're doing there. So it is still working. They are still working. The one in Russia is completely closed down. South America is getting a better one, and Australia has a better one. China has completely shut down. So there's only like three of these places that are even being built now. United States, South America, and Australia. So, all right. In this light, there has to be a lot of compromise for this to get through, because it looks like right now they're at a stalemate. But the United States is still building. And according to how I see it, summer would be the earliest that it would happen. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Okay,
man.
thank you. Thank you for that. There's a question that says, can you tell it? I don't know if this is a question for you, but maybe. Can you tell us the difference between the Elohim and the Patal beings, and are their role in the universe?
The what beings?
Patal.
Tall beings, the Tal beings. Elohim is a God-created group with angelic-like beings. So that is very different than the Tal. The Tal is an alien species. So yes, they're very different. Although the Tal are very evolved, they're not the same as Elohim at all.
Okay. Okay, there's a question from Indian in the machines. He says, are reptilians still disguising themselves as humans? And if so, does their disguise occasionally glitch out when they are upset or emotional? I think he's referring to the YouTube videos of newscasters. Is Romana Dildulo a reptilian in disguise?
There are many reptilians still on the earth that are disguised as humans. And yes, if they get too emotional, they do show themselves a little bit. It starts to come through. They have learned how to control that a little bit better. It was worse in the past. But yes, there are many reptilians, and she's one of them, yes.
Okay, and Tay is asking, what happened to the Atlanteans and the Lemurians after the destruction of their area? Did some survive, and where did they go? Another planet, etc.?
Well, they actually, no one was there when all this happened, but history records, the universal history, not the American or the worldly history that you have, that many of the Atlanteans escaped and are fine. Yes, some of them did die in that, whatever you want to call it. It was natural and unnatural circumstances. So, but yes, they left the planet, many of them, but some did die in it, but their remains were gathered, because all technology, all remains, everything of the Atlantean culture was that they could think of was taken with them. They didn't want the bodies to be found. They didn't want technology to be found. They didn't want anything of their being there to be found, because actually they were guilty of crimes to humanity in some ways, but nobody really talks about that because they were so advanced and all that. But they did have a hand in doing some negative things as well. So yes, they are totally gone, but I can tell you some parts of the continent of Atlantis, if you want to call it that, it still exists because it was built out from the center. The center of Atlantis was actually a large mothership with concave, you know what I mean. It's interlocking, this kind of circle. I forget the word for it. But it was that the middle of it was a ship, and that when that started to happen, the disaster or whatever you will, they gathered their people and took off, but not everybody got to the ship in time because they had several things built out far beyond the ship into Mediterranean area, into European area, all that. And that was all destroyed, and they did gather all the things from it, but it was they left on the ship. It was a big one. It was like the center of the continent. It was very many miles across.
Okay. I'm gonna let Ian ask the next question, then I'll come back to Wendy just because Ian hasn't asked anything yet. Go ahead, Ian.
Hi, Grendel. Was the word you were searching for caldera?
Caldera is that's a volcano, but
okay.
The center of
concentric
of the Atlantic area was they were circles that didn't connect.
Okay. My question, that's a side note. My question has to do, you're still involved with U.S. military intelligence, correct?
Yes, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. So I just
wanted to, the thing is they're okay, go ahead.
I was just going to ask a general question, given what's happening right now, with Russia and Ukraine. Is there anything that you can share with us with any information that might be beneficial?
Yes,
or just interesting?
Yes, I can share a couple things. First of all, United States is being very, very cautious. Very, very cautious. They do not want to seem like they're going to be attacking or invading or doing any of this kind of thing, especially when nuclear arms are on the table. So we have plans in place for different things, but none of them can be executed without a reason. And we haven't gotten that reason yet. Now, them attacking the Ukraine is not the reason that we need, because there is strategy going on about what's going on with Russia and Ukraine that humans or most humans don't know about. And also how it's pulling in the Middle East. It's really pulling the Middle East to get involved with this. They are pulling the Middle East. They are also working with China. So this is not what it seems. It's much, much, much bigger than just invading the Ukraine. They have a strategy that if anyone attacks them, they will pull out all their people that are supporting them, because they will have a reason to. So they need a reason to do that before they'll do it. Now, they might create a reason, and we're trying to stop that, because they are trying to create reasons to start a greater war. But we are trying to stop and understand that. Yes, many other countries know about what's going on. but it's not what it seems. It's not what it seems. And that is why we're being very cautious the way we act with them and what we say to them. So I know that many people say you should just go over and bomb their ass, but that is not the answer to the question, because if we do that, they're going to be over here in the United States bombing your ass. So I don't want that to happen.
Right. And I can appreciate, the complexities of everything. And I'm sure there's a lot, that I don't know or that we don't know that's going on.
They would like nothing better to be able to bomb the United States.
Is there, with other, all these other entities that exist, aren't they able to read people's minds or understand them? And isn't it possible to understand exactly what is in the mind of a leader who's causing war?
Aliens that are on the earth?
Whether it be aliens or other, spiritual beings.
Well, the aliens that are on the earth are able to read surface information. Humans do not have telepathy, so they can only read what's on the surface. If humans had telepathy, they could go deeper, but they can't get any deeper than what's on the surface thought. So if they're saying, hello, how are you? Or thinking about their shopping list or doing whatever, they're not going to get much information. So these aliens, mostly reptilians that are working in Russia, will be able to read the minds of most humans. And that is how they protect Putin, because they can tell if anybody is a spy. They can tell if anybody is working against the regime.
So is there not entities that, let's say, the United States has access to that can read the mind of Putin?
Yes, they're not to the mind of Putin. He's too secure. They cannot do that from this distance or with that kind of accuracy. He has put up all kinds of defenses, airwaves and things to block all that kind of thing. He knows about it. So of course he's going to defend against it. So he's not being read. Nobody can read him right now. And no one has been able to read him for quite a while. So the thing is, he is very protected. And we knew this was coming whenever we realized that when he was at the Olympics, he was unprotected. And so a lot of thoughts were going through his head at that time, and we captured those.
Okay, interesting. Is Putin also reptilian?
He has, let me put it this way. He was once infected by a reptilian. He once had a reptilian within him, a walk-in, but he broke free from that. He didn't want that. He actually has a pretty strong will. And the reptilians had trained him how to use that to get what he wants. So he broke free from that reptilian possession. So I found that pretty interesting. So they haven't tried to possess him again, but his mind is set on, he's had a plan in place for a very, very long time. And now it looks like he can work his plan without anyone attacking him, because if they do, he has things set up everywhere to counteract that. And I will not go into that because I'm not allowed to, but believe me, he is very prepared, more than you think.
Yes, I just read something today, actually, that said that he has fired several hundred staff people that were around him because he was afraid they were going to poison him.
Yes. Anyone who was thinking that he was doing the wrong thing, the reptilians were able to read their minds and get rid of them.
Okay. Thank you very much. That concludes my questions.
Very well.
Okay, thank you very much. There's a comment from Trinity in the chat. She says, if Putin wins this war, how is he going to be ever received on the world stage again?
It doesn't mean he's going to win this. I don't want to say that he's ever going to win this,
I
but
don't think he's
he
gonna win
has
either.
prepared. The thing is, there are several things he did not prepare for. So, but there was a lot of things he did prepare for, but there are other ways to get around it. So, even though he's been preparing for a long time, he will not, I don't think he will succeed. I see that he has potential to in some areas, but please do not think he's going to win this, because we are working diligently to take down all these other things that he has put in place.
Do you think he underestimated? I think he did the will of the Ukrainian people to
Yes,
just
that's one thing.
fight
Yeah.
for their lives. Yeah. Okay, there is a question from Wendy. Go ahead, Wendy.
Thank you very much. Hi, Grendel. How are you today?
I am well.
Beautiful.
And yourself?
I am doing quite well, thank you.
Good. Yeah.
Lots of activities today. So the question that I have is regarding ship activity. I am seeing more of them, hearing more, sounds and toning. And I'm wondering, I'm sure this is happening to many of us. Are they just checking to see, like, are we fully connected so that when they're ready for full contact, that's testing?
There are several things, yes. First of all, before all the ships started arriving, there was still the Watchers. The Watchers are those that are able to influence the way of the world, so to speak, through the Matrix, etc. But the Watchers are keeping a good eye on all the aliens that are coming in as well, because they have to make sure that everyone's who's watching on and taking in all that they see are doing it for the right reasons. So it's difficult to say how many good and bad are out there, because some of them are not showing their cards. If you want to be honest, you can't tell if they're good or bad. So, and I know that some of them are not good. So we are keeping an eye on all those that are interfacing with humanity in whatever way they are. If they're just watching, if they're talking to the presidents or the countries or whatever, yeah, we're keeping an eye on it. I should say the Watchers are, but I'm also in touch with the Watchers, so I know what's going on.
Did I freeze? No. Is Jim
What?
on? Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
Karen, can you hear?
Are you?
Karen
I
must
can
be
hear,
having,
but I froze or he froze.
Jim's looking fine on my end.
What?
So they're having a technology issue and Karen can't hear you. So they're trying to.
Oh, all right.
Happening with the technology. So,
So go ahead,
yeah,
Grendel. I'm sorry.
So that's very interesting. So with that happening and with all these ships, some being maybe not beneficial, those of us that are working with them are always putting up our protecting and shielding. Are there additional shielding that we should be thinking about?
Not that you can actually control. We'll control it. It'll be all right.
Okay.
Humans can't put themselves into control these ships. There's no way. Most of them are in fifth dimension and fourth density and dimensions, and United States knows they're there, Russia knows they're there, but they also know that they're not allowed to interrupt.
Perfect. All right. Any other thing you'd like to tell us today for like our channeling group?
Well, I've already shot my mouth out about many things so far, but your channeling group?
Yeah.
Sure. Today will be a very powerful day. The energy is very different today. It's a very clear energy today. I don't know how to tell you that a lot of transitioning has happened. the energy in the air is cleared out, many people will feel uncomfortable with that, but it is not a bad thing.
Yeah, I felt ill all day yesterday. So I was like, all right, what is happening with this energy? So I imagine I was assisting.
Yes,
So,
it's today as well.
yeah.
It's very, very clear. It's like it's not, there's no energy, and that's, people are used to energy. So this is like real clear energy, and it seems very unusual.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That's all I have.
You're welcome.
Blessings.
Did you have a question back there? I was just asking Jack if he has a question.
I'm interested in the Rhesus positive and Rhesus negative blood, the origins of that.
You'll have to come up here and ask your question because they can't hear you.
Yes, we would like to hear, please.
I was interested in the concept of Rhesus positive and Rhesus negative blood.
Oh yeah, that's
What are the
alien.
reasons?
Yeah. Those are alien blood types, things in the blood that were, no one can explain why they're there. Is that what you found?
I want you to explain.
Yeah, no one can explain why these Rhesus blood types exist, except that aliens in the past had that blood type and transferred it to the human collective. But it's still very, very rare in the human collective to find this in people. But however, if you go to Europe and the Mediterranean area, that's where this is most likely to be found, Rhesus blood types. And the reason for that is it's the blood type of the giants. It's the blood type of the giants that lived in the Mediterranean area and are no longer there. But these giants, people call them giants because they were 8 foot tall, but I mean, they weren't like 50 foot tall or anything like that. But they were giants in the sense that they could stand over the people, 8 or 9 foot tall. So there you have it. And there's still some parts of the population that have traces of that in their system. I think it's been cleared from the most lines of family lines, but it's still there in the Mediterranean European people.
My understanding is that the blood types came.
I'm back. I'm so sorry. I dropped out for a moment. Hello.
That's okay, Karen.
My understanding.
Okay.
Positive from monkeys. And stuff
yes.
Like that on the earth, and the negative Rhesus negative came from an alien.
We can't hear him.
Yeah. Oh, they can't hear you.
The Rhesus.
We can't hear
him.
Hello.
Me now.
Yes. You have to get next to the microphone. Yeah, here it is. Somewhere. I don't know where
my voice projects enough to where I don't need to. My understanding was the Rhesus positive what came from the monkeys, the Rhesus monkeys, and the Rhesus negative came from an alien source. Some say some came from the destroyed civilizations of Lemuria and Atlantis and stuff like that. I mean, I have negative blood, and they say Rhesus negative blood is a lot more rare. I think it's an 85 to 15% ratio. And some of the areas that you explained earlier, like in the Basque and in Spain and stuff like that, have more of a concentration of the negative.
Yes,
Rhesus negative.
Right, exactly. It's in the European and Mediterranean area. The rhesus monkeys, yes, they have it, but it's different. It's not the same kind of it's a different kind of blood type really altogether, but they call it's similar, but it's different. So the Rhesus negative is alien for sure. Rhesus positive is alien and anthropedal, but not human.
I mean, you were talking about the Anunnaki earlier, and
Yes.
they had a lot to do with
Well,
those
yes,
genetic
because they
manipulations.
Yes, they did a lot of DNA manipulations, and so did Atlanteans. DNA manipulations, and this, the Anunnaki did also DNA manipulations, and those are their crimes against humanity in some source. But some people would thank them because they made them humans look better than they were. So some would praise them, and some would condemn them. So we'll see. All right.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
There's a question from Yana, and this will be the last question. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Yana.
Hi, Grendel. Thank you for coming in and answering our questions. I have a curiosity. As light workers, we I think with setting our intentions and putting as much positive energies into the field for resolving this in a good way for everyone.
Yeah.
I feel this is contributing. Is this true what I'm saying?
Yes. Putting positive energy into everything is helpful contribution, definitely. I didn't quite understand the full question, I don't think, though.
Okay, so it's more like a lot of us light workers, and I'm talking for myself. I know
Yeah.
I'm doing special meditations for this.
Yes.
Putting good intentions out there, very specific intentions out there for this to resolve, and working with the grids, feeding the light grids of Earth, and trying to make a second path besides the 3D, trying to resist it or just working it from the back door, so to say, with light.
Yes, that's helping. It definitely is. That
Okay.
is what I was listening as Elijah spoke, and he was really pinpointing that too also.
Okay.
There is a lot of good being done. Yes.
Okay. So that's nice to know. It's just what I wanted confirmation of from that.
It's
I know.
time, but I think what his message was, yes, there's a lot of things going on in the background and a lot of prayers and things, but it's time to up your game. Get even, pray even longer, do greater meditations. We're in a real dire time at the moment. It can go either way.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you for that. So we'll continue that, and I will put out more.
Very well. Thank you.
Yeah, it's always so nice to have you around. Thank you.
Yes.
And back to Karen.
All right. It's time for me to go, Karen, right?
It's time for you to go. Yes.
All right. You're breaking up real bad. So I will go.
You're at the end of and yes.
Karen, you're so broken up, we can't make out what you're saying. Oh, she just dropped off.
Hello.
Hello, Jim. Welcome back.
Hi.
Karen was having connection problems and she just dropped off.
Okay.
So we kind of prepared for that, her and I, before. So I'm I'm hosting right now at the moment.
Okay.
So what we'll do is I'll hand it to Angie to do announcements again. And then for people who would like to do a blessing to end this wonderful session, just write it in the chat that you would like to do a blessing, and we can go from there. So Angie, go ahead and do the announcements.
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much. Our next online class is Understanding the Matrix and How It Works, Saturday and Sunday, April 30th and May 1st from 1:30 to 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Cost is $150. It will be about an in-depth look and understanding of what the matrix really is. I know that in the past, we did a matrix class at one of the workshops, That was a beginning introduction class to what the matrix is. This is a more in-depth look. Jim, is there anything you'd like to add to that?
No, it's just going to be more understandable, a little bit easier to comprehend.
Thank you. If you're interested in this class, please email classes@hucolo.org. I'll get the information out to you on how to register for the class.
Very good.
Great.
you.
Thanks. Next, let's go ahead and we can go ahead and do blessings. And the order we'll go in is Susan, David, Yana, Wendy, and Barbara.
Okay. Tia sokototea I sokoetia sokotia I sokotataya satakia totototea I sekotoia I siatokoia I hazakitaia sokotoia I sikatokoia I sikatia sitoya. Blessings.
Seek out your deities and be strong with them. They will bring you light, love, and courage, understanding, and strength. This is the time for all of these things. Rise up and show that you have them.
Great. David, you're up.
Okay.
Yatarian Zuraka. Umahana Aroku. Chiarahana Niateroku. Ma'atare Kiasha. Look deep inside. Itomaran Yesara no Uruki Kiasha. Tema Hanania Titiro Oku. Shera Torokusum Barachachi Sheruk Kianaha. Chianziata Tunzaku Ratkini Maratkin Tetero. Uchekarahana Anietewa. Ma'akin Yaturun Yatarahani Kiashana. Utomana Haniatera Oku Ma'achachia Hekiaka. Peace, blessings, so be it, and so it is.
Picture your Earth as a small electron floating around in the universe. But this electron is special. It has special properties to it. That would be all of you. Now, change the electron to a neutron or a positron. See if you can do that in your prayer process. Change what is to something else. Make it more positive, make it more alive. Bring it into a space that it was never in before, and make a victory for your planet.
Thank you. And next is Yana.
Thank you. This is the Arcturian speaking. Tua kantai teo teo no ko akate I ha hartete uko antayana kata I teo tuai te ke waha herte ko nai te ko atashitana kai te ko urtunua ka aite inde ke aha tata te ke otoa toshtan toi ko atatan tayana ka a te I he ha takanta I toko ka aitana te reo koa ai te o ko antata te tua katante atukua ante ua ante ante katata ne te ke erchene koa ai te o ko andai te.
We are the Arcturians, and we have sent to you the colored orbs, and we have sent to you many ships. We are all around you, and we are watching and protecting. We will step in if we need to, but we understand that there is no need to at this point, but we love you and are praying for you and send our energy to the planet. We see that many are confused and many are still asleep, and we pray for a great awakening and a great alliance with purity and beauty and with the light.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
We are here for you and always will be.
I was just going to say that's a very interesting and beautiful blessing. Thank you for that, Yana. Wendy, you're up.
Thank you. I come to you as Tanyana Melamine. I begin by sending out white cosmic diamond light to all who are listening and are the light workers doing this work at this time. It will become hard and difficult coming up and forward for you, and you need this energy. Anya uire kahui na ha pa uye na ka ishtkriya nara ori na kahina nara arayana na ni wina ne ti ki hano nara pa una uire kahina nara uye nya hi hata tukriya nara anyu nya nye anyu nya tukriya 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 ara tukriya ne tukriya 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 tukriya
As you reach into the higher realms, you will see that energy and power is yours. Not only that, but the love of God is with you. That is a great power unto itself. You will understand that these things are all things that you can use to help yourself and to help the world. Pray for the world now as you've never prayed for it before, because it is in a dangerous situation and it is a place where you are living. And so anything can happen at this point, and you need to know that God's love is coming down. Call him source, call him whatever, but his love is within you and without you. You will make things happen as he is in possession of you. Do not be afraid to let God in. Do not be afraid to rise up in God. No one is perfect. The world is imperfect as it is, but within God's light and realm, perfection can be achieved. Many are called compromised, many are called false, but let God be the judge of that and not other humans. Find yourself in him and know that he is God.
Thank you. And the last blessing will be from Barbara.
Shatakatiata to kota, kikiki, ataka to go shitikiti, tipiki ataka to kota, tiketa here, takataka to kitty, tiketata, kipiki hiata kotokoto, kittiata pacata here to hear the gata, kuchoto, roto kotiata, kushapakati, the hat konu to bacta. Blessings.
Take a deep breath and understand that God is going to be working more diligently in you now than ever before, if you allow him. Remember, it's all about you and giving in to the power of God, not to the power of evil, not to the power of darkness, but the power of good, the power of understanding, compassion, love, and freedom. Be with us now as we gather together to gain strength from one another and from God.
Great, thank you very much. That concludes the blessings and our webinar for today. Karen, did you want to end our session?
I just want to say thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you next week. And Ian, you have to be the one to end it now. So Thank you for everyone. And thanks for a beautiful webinar, Jim. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
You're welcome. Talk to you later.
Great.
All
Thank
right.
you.